But the recent rise may be the case of one country's gain and another's loss. Some say the rising trend of Cuban players joining major league teams could spell trouble for Cuban baseball. CCTV's Michelle Begue reports from Havana.
Cuban officials call it the stealing of talent. Over the past years, Cuban baseball players have defected to other countries in order to be picked up as free agents by the United States Major League Baseball, or MLB. Current Cuban laws allow some of their best players to sign overseas contracts, but the MLB cannot negotiate with the Cuban Baseball Federation because of the 53-year-old economic embargo.
Despite the stealing of talent, today, Cuba has many players who are stars in the major leagues. So we expect that in the future, if the relations with the United States is reestablished, a large amount of players can start for Major League Baseball teams.
In the coming years, could Cuban players be the country's leading export to the United States? In 2014, 16 major league players in the U.S. were from Cuba.
As a Cuban, I wouldn't want them to leave to play somewhere else. We train excellent baseball players, and if Americans could come and train here, we could have an alliance.
I think they're not going to want to permanently stay abroad. They'll have more flexibility so they can go, be recognized, and come back and visit their families. I think it's a good idea.
Without the embargo, U.S. teams would be free to scout and sign Cuban players through the Cuban Baseball Federation, as leagues in Japan, Mexico, and Canada currently do. Cuban officials say the conditions are the player must be able to represent their national team during international sporting events. The Cuban government also takes a cut of the contract, money that could go back into the sport, as some argue Cuban baseball has many financial needs. Cuban-American Barbara Rodriguez, CEO of Carrera Sports, hopes Cuba will one day be able to purchase top-of-the-line equipment from their neighbor country.
And I think it's a shame because baseball, like I said, is Cuba, and they deserve and warrant the same type of wood bats, the same equipment used worldwide.
Until the economic embargo is lifted, it seems the announcement made by both presidents is just a first base move in a far-off endgame. Michelle Begue, CCTV, Cuba.